Hey guys, welcome to Comic Basic Lists, where we try to unravel everything we know about comic books in 10 minutes or less. Today's list, 8 enemies that could appear in a Deadpool movie. The first Deadpool movie was a resounding hit. The second, while not out at the time of this video, will certainly be the same. If Marvel decides that a third Deadpool movie is on the docket, who should the villain be? As his name implies, Hitmonkey is a man who is also, get this, a monkey. While his story is complicated, understand this, it's easily explained. Hitmonkey is from a tribe whose inhabitants took in an assassin. Unbeknownst to them, the assassin had been pursued, and when the pursuers found him, they wiped out Hitmonkey's tribe. From there, he equipped himself with a bag full of guns and waged his personal war on the world. In 2010, Deadpool crossed paths with the monkey on a mission, and hilarity has ensued ever since. Somewhat done already, as in already done once, Dr. Killebrew is the actual doctor who treated Wade Wilson in the Weapon X program. Killebrew was assigned to the Weapon X program as the doctor who treated the failed experiments until they finally died. These experiments were treated in a laboratory that he called the workshop, and among them was his favorite, Deadpool. He took a liking to Deadpool because the nature of his demeanor made him extremely difficult to kill and thus allowed him the ability to constantly work on him. With all the wanted/unwanted attention Wade's mutation manifested, and the rest, as they say, is history. Aside from the irony of Fox/Marvel admitting that the original Skip was not on par with the way Wade's stories actually goes, it would be a lot of fun to watch Deadpool break the fourth wall and explain to his audience that the executives had made a mistake. Seeing someone just as crazy, deranged, and torn apart as himself, Deadpool immediately took a liking to Typhoid Mary. He did so because he was trying to earn the affection of a mutant named Siren, and to do so, he tried to become a hero. As good as his intentions, Typhoid Mary pretended to be Siren and wound up tricking him into sleeping with her. This moment makes Deadpool crack, and he immediately gives up all hope of becoming a hero. While this may not sound like an interesting story, imagine the possibilities of watching someone pull the wool over Deadpool's eyes. Imagine the banter, wit, and all-out swear-fest that would happen once he realized that he had been deceived. Given that the previous Deadpool movie and the next Deadpool movie are rated R, nothing should be left on the table, including deceit and sex, for the third Deadpool movie. What happens when the writers at Marvel decide that their comic needs its own version of DC's Joker? I suppose just by me asking this question, you already have the answer, don't you? Well on his way to insanity, even before meeting up with Deadpool, Madcap is a mutant who, like Deadpool, possesses a healing factor. While traveling on a bus, the bus accidentally crashed into a chemical tanker. Of course, the only one to survive was Madcap, and from that point forward, he dedicated his life to wreaking havoc on the world. What makes this story so interesting is that after he met up with Deadpool, the two, through a series of events, became one. Literally. No joke. Not the Spice Girls. The two wound up fused together until Deadpool found a way to have himself torn in half by Thor and Luke Cage. Think about the on-screen possibilities of watching Deadpool argue with himself. Again. And again. And again. Claiming to be the real Wade Wilson, T-Ray has an intense hatred for Deadpool. Not only has he claimed that Deadpool is not Wade Wilson, he's also claimed that Deadpool's actual name is Jack. And why Jack? Simply because Jack is actually the person responsible for the death of T-Ray's wife. Seeking revenge, T-Ray has sold his soul to Dark Masters and trained to become a deadly assassin and sorcerer. He then uses these skills to compete with Deadpool for jobs so as to push him out of work. Not only would watching this play out on screen be downright entertaining, but the visual effects involved with sorcery and the Dark Masters could be second to none. Think Doctor Strange with a better story and better visuals. For these reasons, T-Ray should be considered for the next Deadpool movie. I know this one will probably never happen, mainly due to the fact that Thanos is already appearing as the big bad guy in the Avengers movies. But had Marvel acquired Fox earlier, Lady Death certainly would have been a no-brainer. And why? Simple. During a period that saw Deadpool as the focus of torture, Lady Death and he developed a little bit of a romantic chemistry. Naturally, she makes him aware that in order for anything to ever happen between the two, he must be dead. This fact, coupled with his unwillingness to die, makes for romantic comedy unsuited for television. And now, throw Thanos in the mix, who granted him immortality, and T-Ray and their never-ending quest to keep him alive, and we've got something that even Three's Company couldn't touch. Question for you. What happens when the ridiculous nature of Deadpool comes full force? Any guess? The answer? Evil Deadpool. After learning that one of his fans had secretly collecting and storing his severed limbs, Deadpool took it upon himself to take them back and throw them away. What he didn't realize was as they began to thaw, their collective healing factors kicked in and they began to make their way back to each other. I can't make this up. This in turn enabled them to reattach themselves to each other and form a new being. That new being, Evil Deadpool, then began seeking out the most dangerous work it could find. Yeah, I know. Just about every storyline that surrounds Deadpool is a little bit ridiculous. And yes, this one may be the most far-fetched one to date. But understand that this would not stop it from becoming a potentially good Deadpool movie. I don't think I need to rehash exactly who Ajax is. If you've seen Deadpool 1, which if you haven't, you should run out and see it right now, you know who Ajax is. Instead, I asked you to try to convince yourself how ludicrous it would be to see him once again on the big screen. If Marvel decided to reuse a character, Ajax may be the one to use. I acknowledge that as a villain he was borderline boring. However, by reusing him in another Deadpool movie, they may be able to undo exactly how boring he was and, as some of the best chefs in the world may say, spice him up a little bit. And then Deadpool can acknowledge it on the screen. And there it is. 8 enemies that could appear in a Deadpool movie. What do you think? Who would make your list? Leave it down in the comments below and I look forward to reading them. If you like this video, do me a favor and subscribe. The button you can see is just below this video. If you really like it, give it a share. Oh, and before you go, don't forget to check out our website, comicbasics.com, where you'll find more information than we could possibly go over in 10 minutes. Thanks guys. We'll check you next time.